when I was in school, we had this reading requirement. I went to school in England. Hi, Stephen. Where's Stephen? He's still here. We had to read books. Books were little like paper things. Kids don't have them nowadays. But we used to have these things called books. And one of the books we had to read for our A-levels, which is what pretty much got you into university, was this book called Emma by Jane Austen. Okay. I must tell you, this book really, really was terrible. This Emma character just drove me crazy. I wanted to strangle her. I couldn't because she's fictional. But it drove me absolutely nuts. And I'll tell you why. She was full of herself, extremely naive, one of those really annoying people who always gave advice to everyone while not being finished or polished herself. And the whole book is, by the way, one of the things she tries to do is become a matchmaker of friends. And she's like a British shadchan. And she's so bad at it. You think your shadchanim are bad. You should have met Emma. Oh, Ribbono Shel Olam. Drive you crazy. But by the end of the book, she changes. And she becomes, if I remember correctly, it's been 30 years or so since I read it. But she becomes a relatively likable character for one reason. She changes. Where did the Western civilization, my dear friends, get the idea that people have the capacity to change? Now we know it can't be the Greeks, because the Greeks did not believe that people are open to change. Whatever you are, and you're not open to change. Your character you're born with is your destiny. And it can't be Plato, because he believed that some people are gold, some people are silver, and some people are bronze. Nothing you do about it. And it can't be Aristotle, because Aristotle said some people are born to rule, and some people are born to be ruled over. That's just your fate. The oracle tells you what you are, and that's the end of it. So where do they get this idea that people are open to change? It comes from Judaism. It comes from the Torah. Even our oracles, lahavdil, our prophets, like Yonah, we're going to talk about him in a few days. He goes to Nineveh, and he says, you guys are all dead. In 40 days, whatever it was, God is going to rain down brimstone and fire. You're all dead. You've been sinning so badly. And they're like, what can we do? And he said, nothing. It's all over. I'm just here to tell you that. And they ignored the prophet. They ignored him. He schlepped all the way, got swallowed up by a fish. Everybody went through so much. And yet he turns up on the scene and they're like, we don't have to listen to you. Because we know the God of Israel has a trait. And that is, even if a sharp sword is resting on your shoulder, don't believe that God doesn't have mercy. And they did teshuvah, and it worked, and they survived. They survived. So the oracle, the prophet, came up to them and said, it's over, and they disagreed. People can change. And if you don't believe this, you're missing the whole point of Yom Kippur. On Yom Kippur, we're leaving the pleasure center, and we're getting into pain. We're going to physically afflict ourselves. But we said pain and pleasure are found in the same part of the brain. So for us, that is pleasurable. That is our pleasure. So Yom Kippur is actually, says the Gemara, the happiest day of the entire year. How can it be? I'm in pain. I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I'm irritated. I didn't sleep well. And the answer is because the two are not mutually exclusive. You can have both at the same time. They do not contradict each other. And that is the power of Yom Kippur. And together with Shabbat, that can bring an absolute gula to our people. That, my friends, is the power that we have. As one Jew once said, we have to believe that we have free will. We have no choice.